Chicagoans may know that there are beehives scattered throughout the city's rooftops, but not many Chicagoans know that some of this honey is used to make a local wine called mead. There's only one place where mead is made in Chicago, at the Wild Blossom Meadery and Winery in Beverly. We've been tagging along with owner and winemaker Greg Fischer to see how he makes his mead. So far, we've harvested honey from a hive on the rooftop of the Chicago Marriott downtown, and we're hauling more than 80 pounds worth of honeycombs downstairs to the Marriott kitchen to take the honey out.
So Greg, I'm beginning to think that making mead is somewhat of a dangerous job. I mean, we've survived the bees, no stings, but now you're giving me a hot knife.
Yeah, we need to actually decapitate the honeycombs. We want to remove the wax cappings and allow the honey to flow out. So what we're going to do is grab the honey, and the bees actually, to preserve the honey, actually cap it over with wax, and this could stay years in there.
So to remove the hard work of the bees, Greg uses the knife like a sharp iron to strip the wax from the cells. For large-scale productions, there are automatic machines that will do the job, but Greg says most beekeepers around the country are still decapping by hand.
Beekeeping is a very hands-on, labor-intensive operation. Really, it hasn't changed since the 1800s. They didn't have an electric knife. They would have a knife in boiling water, heat the knife up, and take that off.
And as I soon find out, after decapping more than a dozen combs, this long-time practice is indeed hard work and a bit messy.
This is definitely a dirty job. There's honey everywhere.
Yeah, it's actually not a dirty job, because honey is very clean. It's actually sterile, but it's a sticky job. In here, you can actually grab this with your finger, and this is actually going to be processed into candles, but before it goes to candles, we can grab some honey, and...
He just did that.
That is really good.
So I just stick my hand in there?
Just stick your hand in there and grab
oh.
Honey and wax.
All right, folks. Here we go. That's good.
You're going to have a lot of energy today.
Now that most of the wax from the combs is removed, they're placed into an extractor, which spins like a centrifuge and pulls the honey out of the cells with centripetal force. After a 45-minute spin, we've got 60 pounds of honey. After leaving some for the chefs at the Marriott, who use the honey for salad dressings, pastries, and honey beer, we're ready to take the rest back to the shop and make some of Greg's award-winning mead. At the Wild Blossom Winery, Greg whips up dozens of meads, so we can use the fresh honey to make a traditional mead of honey and water, or add ingredients to give it an additional flavor. Popular meads are the Sweet Desire, a mead aged in bourbon barrels, and the Chocolate Honey Buzz, a mead fermented with chocolate. Greg also incorporates local and international fruits, ranging from Michigan blueberries to Thailand mangosteens.
We're going to make hibiscus mead, which is one of the more unique flavors of mead made with hibiscus flowers. Is making mead as messy as harvesting honey, Greg?
Well, it can be, but we will wear the right garments and you'll be okay.
All right, well, I'm going to be prepared. I've hung out with you for half a day already.
This part of making mead is much cleaner. We mix our harvested honey with water to the same consistency as grape juice in a fermentation tank. In the ancient days of making mead, this would be a stone vessel. We use modern science to test the sugar level of the water. Then we're ready to add any extra ingredients, in this case, the hibiscus flowers.
We're making the world's biggest tea bag.
We put the bag in, and just like tea, it seeps into the honey-water mix. We add the yeast and let nature take its course for the next 2 weeks. The hibiscus mead is a light red wine that combines the flavors of Chicago honey and the tartness of hibiscus flowers.
Pretty nice and refreshing.
That is delicious. Great job.
Well, thank you. Well, with all your help, I think we produced another award-winning mead.
You can find Greg's mead in wine stores across the city and can grab a glass in a handful of Chicago's restaurants, including the Hop Leaf and the Funky Buddha Lounge. And as we've found out, the process of making mead can be a somewhat dangerous and messy experience, and definitely part of Chicago worth bragging about.
It's nothing better when you're drinking a glass of wine to say, hey, this was made right here, you know, and it's just different than anywhere else in the world. I mean, you have to come to Chicago to taste this. You can't just go to, you know, New Brunswick or somewhere else and have the same experience that you're going to get here in Chicago. The sky's the limit on, you know, what we can produce. That's what's nice about mead. There's always something new to taste, and you don't get tired of it.